Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again. Here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video review. This is a viewer requested topic for a new show. It's in its first season. That is the spin-off series from the movie, of course, The Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal. So a good number of people have asked me to do this one, to do a review of the new series. Since it is hot right now, it's new, it's on NBC, it's doing very well in terms of ratings. It just got renewed for a second season. The first season is 13 episodes, which have not completely aired yet. And then the second season is also supposed to be another 13 episodes. There have been some other series people have requested that I review, like, for example, Dexter. However, and some others as well. But the thing with Dexter is it's 8 seasons in. Definitely would like to check it out. But in order to do a review of it, watching 8 seasons of episodes it's going to take a long time. It's going to be a lot of work. So in terms of this versus Dexter, decided I would check this out and do a review of this instead, just because it's faster and everything of the sort. And I do like Silence of the Lambs. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but obviously Anthony Hopkins' performance in that is absolutely incredible, and Dr. Hannibal Lecture is pretty much one of the most terrifying villains in modern cinema. So them doing a spin-off series, as well as having, Mads Mikkelsen portray Dr. Hannibal Lecture, I find to be intriguing. So it's definitely a series I wanted to check out. In terms of this actor, Mads, I remember him mostly from Casino Royale, which is actually my favorite James Bond movie. He plays the villain in the movie, and he does a fantastic job of it. He plays the one in Casino Royale with the drop of blood that always seems to come out of his eye when he gets stressed. Which he just, I don't know, there's something about the way he physically looks. He looks like a villain. He looks like a bad dude. I wouldn't cast him for any, any good guy roles. I mean, he's just got that look about him that he makes for a perfect Dr. Hannibal Lecter, I think. This is a prequel set before the Silence of the Lambs, the events of that movie. So the series taking place before that happens, everything that happens afterwards. And, in terms of his performance versus Anthony Hopkins, I've just seen the first episode so far, aperitif. So it's kind of hard to compare after just seeing one episode, because he's not in the entire episode. We meet him about halfway through. You get about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes of scenes with him, or 10 minutes of scenes with him, roughly. So I have to see more acting from him. But to compare the two, it's pretty hard to beat Anthony Hopkins. Obviously, he's not going to come... it wouldn't make sense for Anthony Hopkins to do this, because it's a prequel. He's too old now. It wouldn't look right, and it really just wouldn't make sense, I guess. So, in terms of budget, too, as well, you're going to have your TV series lower budget actors, so it makes sense that you would get somebody like Mads Mikkelsen to play Dr. Hannibal Lecter, and he does a really good job at it. And I don't want to compare him to Anthony Hopkins. I don't think that's fair, but he does a great job in this as well too, at least from what I've seen so far in the premiere. Also, we have another character, Will Graham, played by Hugh Dancy. Yeah, Danny. And he's kind of like another doctor that's hired by the FBI to investigate a string of murders that, of course, have been perpetrated by Dr. Hannibal Lecter. And he's an interesting character, too, because he's incredibly intelligent, but he's completely antisocial. He also, when viewing a crime scene, will put himself in the point of view of the killer. And there's some interesting cinematography when they're doing that in this episode, at the beginning particularly, and most of the way close to the end, where you kind of get the sense that he's trying to understand, he's trying to get into the mind of the killer, and he feels very empathetic towards the situation. So he as well, as the show goes, it appears so far from what I've seen, he's kind of a loose cannon too, and he, even though he's brilliant and everything, he's totally antisocial. he's having a really difficult time dealing with the murders as he sees them, as he's trying to get in the mind of the killer and what the killer's doing. And then before long, they find out that the killer, of course, is actually a cannibal. And, you know, he really starts to have a lot of trouble dealing with this and trying to get into the mind of that killer to try to catch him and everything, as they quickly bring Dr. Hannibal Lecter in to catch himself, basically. They hear about him as a psychiatrist, and they want to bring him in to try and catch this killer that they don't know is actually him. So essentially, that's the plot from the get-go, from the start. Obviously, you know, you got 13 episodes a season, so there's a lot more going on, but just to do a review of it and of the first episode, I did enjoy it quite a bit. I find it to be extremely dark. I mean, like, super dark, especially Hannibal Lecter. I mean, you can't do him lightly. You know, I'm surprised NBC actually did this and picked it up. This show is pretty much done by Brian Fuller. He's the writer and everything, and the mastermind behind the whole bit. And for anybody who likes thriller, it's definitely not for kids or anything like that. For adult audiences, for people who like thriller, if you like Silence of the Lambs, I can pretty much guarantee you will like this series. Pretty much guaranteed. It's done very well so far. And just from the first episode, I'm giving the first episode an 8 out of 10. I am interested to watch the rest of it. I've got about, let's see, to catch up, I would have another 9 episodes or so from what's aired now. And I'll try to do that because it is a very intriguing show. It's interesting psychologically to put your mind in the place of these characters, of Hannibal Lecter and of Will Graham and his sort of weird quirks and his way of dealing with things. The actor plays him, Hugh, plays him in a very peculiar way. He's got very strange mannerisms, and he doesn't like look directly into people's eyes. And he's one of those intellectuals that are really antisocial and really I want to say book smart or book heavy or not like practical. And then when he gets thrown into this mix of these murders and the serial killer and everything that's happening, it seems to be kind of too much for him. So we'll see what happens with that as the series progresses. And I think the premiere itself was great. I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it's a really scary show, really thrilling, really scary show. So if you like darker type of stuff like that, if you like Silence of the Lambs, definitely check out Hannibal. Also, Lawrence Fishburne, who I didn't realize at the beginning, he's in here as well too. So you know, The Matrix and the whole bit. It's strange to see that he's doing TV shows now. He does a good job as well as the FBI investigator type guy who's in charge of this all and brings these two doctors in to help him try to catch this person. So all in all, I do like Hannibal. I can recommend it to anybody who likes that really dark stuff that is over the ages of 18 probably. But before that, I wouldn't recommend it. Surprised it got released on NBC and not one of those, you know, other stations like AMC or something like that. You know, network television stuff sometimes usually shies away from things that are this dark because it is really dark. But I definitely can recommend it. So that's pretty much all I got to say about the premiere episode. I'll check out a lot of the other episodes. I'll probably try to watch them all. I don't know if I'm going to review each one, but I'm definitely going to watch them. And if the show gets even more interesting, maybe I will do some more reviews on it. So let me know what you guys think of Hannibal the series. Please feel free to give your, write some comments below, talk about it, and I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and I'm saying peace.